Good morning, key stakeholders of NRMA Insurance. My name is William, and I'm a representative of the new startup, Qrizto. So to give you guys a bit of background about Qrizto, we are a new startup that it has a cloud computing software, and we also offer solutions in regards to the world of contact centers. And what's different about us is the use of blockchain technology. So to give you guys a bit of intro about the applications of Qrizto, essentially we are focusing on outbound calls and inbound calls as well. So with the outbound space, we're able to provide a verification prompt between an agent and a consumer to create trust. And in the space of the inbound calls, what Qrizto offers is the capacity to store enormous amount of data and hold real-time records through the technology of blockchain, right? So the reason why we have invented this new startup is we want to be able to improve overall customer satisfaction and experience alongside with engagement, which is quite important for any company. And most importantly, we want to be able to help the agents that are working for NRMA to have a better seamless procedure when it comes to handling existing clients and even taking on board new clientele as well, right? So some of the benefits that I would like to touch base on is the inbound space, right? So what does blockchain technology provide that other platforms and softwares may not is the capacity to store enormous amount of data in a distributed ledger. And this will enable an inbound agent to have real-time records of each transactions, of each interactions between a customer. And inevitably, this will save a lot of costs for you guys as a company, because now you don't actually have to leverage third-party intermediaries, whether that's financial institutions, whether that's record-keeping businesses, because now all of that is accessible through Qrizto as that cloud computing software that can offer that capacity to store data in real-time records. So that's the first benefit that we have to offer. Now, going back to the outbound space, I do want to play a scenario out for you guys, because I am quite sure this scenario plays out every single day, right? So I'm going to draw it for you guys. So let's just say an NRMA agent speaks to a consumer, right? And this is pretty much an outgoing call, or a cold call, so to speak. Right, so the NRMA agent speaks to the consumer. Hey, it's William calling from the NRMA. How are you doing today? The consumer gets a little bit hesitant, right? And it's quite frequent during this COVID pandemic, where a lot of anxiety has been risen because of media, because of word of mouth, and a lot of people are just really anxious. You know, that whole notion of stranger danger is very apparent during this crisis. So what I'm trying to highlight is there's a very minute opening for the agent to create a bit of trust with the consumer. So here at Qrizto, what we're doing is we actually offer NRMA, you guys, to partner up with us. And when you partner up with us, you'll gain access to our distributed ledger. And that's for the inbound space. But more importantly, what we'll be able to do in the outbound space is when a consumer is a bit hesitant about taking on that next step of actually continuing with the call, the agent can then use the platform to send out a verification prompt to the consumer. And how is that possible? We've actually been able to partner up with a lot of telemarketers providers. So that's Telstra, that's Optus, and that's also Vodafone. So we're able to actually send an encrypted text message, at a very fast rate to these consumers, right? And what we're trying to create is through verification, we're able to create trust so that the consumer feels confident that they are speaking to an NRMA agent. And I believe if we're able to expand this out, you're able to have conversations that are quite profitable, right? Because there's that level of trust created through the encryption, through the verification, right? Now, I do want to share a bit of challenges that we may face. And the most pivotal challenge I would see is the need to educate your employees and also your consumer with the new blockchain technology. However, here at Qrizto, we are actually offering free consultation through the data that we're able to store if you do go ahead with us. And through this data, we can provide you strategies that really tackle the consumer needs and behaviors so that NRMA as a company can create a more seamless approach to dealing with customers over the phone. And that will enhance the contact center department. But with that, I do want to thank you, and I hope I've been able to give you a little bit of insight into our new startup here at Qrizto. Take care.